Next, I call upon Kavita to present her uh, module, Teacher as Facilitator.
Namaste. Is my voice audible and my screen
Yes,
visible? Yeah,
yes,
okay.
Kavita.
I'm not opening up my video as I have some bandwidth issues here, so kindly excuse me on that aspect. So,
Okay.
namaste to one and all present here. With a warm welcome to our chief guest, Srimati Padmeshwari ma'am, and all of the principals and the participants, and sincere gratitude to our correspondent, Mr. Surendra Kumar sir, and respected principal, Mrs. Lakshmi Prabha ma'am. Let me start my session. I'm Kavita, associated with Prasanna Vidya Mandir for the past 3 years as a teacher. Right now, in the transformation mode of a facilitator. With my intro, I also introduce my topic for today. Yes, it's teacher as facilitator. So before I get into the topic, I would like to put forth a question to all of you. Are you a teacher or a facilitator? I would like to see some responses in the chat box. Do you feel that you are a teacher or a facilitator? I would like to see some responses in the chat box. Both teacher, sometimes facilitator, both. Yes, fine. The purpose of me asking that question is solved. From my question and through your responses, it's quite clear that we see teacher as a different entity and facilitator as a different entity. So in my session, I'm just going to sum up what's the difference between the teacher and a facilitator, and why do we need to transform, and the traits of a facilitator, and some strategies for effective facilitation. So a teacher is the one who leads a group of students in acquiring new skills, knowledge, or understanding. When you take up the role of a teacher, it becomes a teacher-centered environment. But when you take up the role of a facilitator, you make it easy for the students to learn together in a group or to achieve something together as a group. So it becomes a student-centered environment. What would you prefer, a teacher-centered environment or a student-centered environment? I want to see some responses in the chat box. A teacher-centered environment or a student-centered environment? Of course, now what role we should take? A teacher or a facilitator? If it is student-centered, we should act as facilitator, right? So why do we need to transform from a teacher to a facilitator? To create an environment for independent learning, to encourage student creativity, to promote high collaboration and positive relationships between students. We need to take up the role of a knowledge facilitator rather than a knowledge presenter to create a learning environment where learners are encouraged to think critically, creatively, and to develop personal ownership and appreciation of the knowledge constructed. The learner has to be given the opportunity to process information, to ask questions, to solve problems, and to make decisions. Knowledge is not to be imparted to the learner as commonly observed in a conventional classroom by a traditional teacher, but it should be acquired by the learner through an open inquiry process where the role of a facilitator comes into play. So now again I ask you the question, would you like to present yourself as a teacher to the student or a facilitator to the students? Again, I repeat the same question. Is there any change in your answer? Teachers? Fine. Still some are sticking to the traditional teacher's mode. Okay. So what are the traits of a facilitator? The first and foremost is curiosity. See, everybody is curious to know, curious to learn, curious to impart something to others. But the curiosity impulse of a facilitator alerts to invisible gaps or details what traditional teachers miss, fueling even more questioning. If these questions like what else I can do to my students, what's missing in my methodology, why am I doing this, why I am not following this methodology, what now I am doing, is that beneficial to my students, what if I do that, what might we do together, where is the gap in my teaching, what is not there. If these questions arise in your mind, well and good, you are already in the transformation mode. So now let me say a statement. I know I have done that differently. Have you ever come across this statement in your teaching career in your classroom? Again, I repeat the statement. I know I should have done that differently. Anyone who is willing can unmute yourself and explain when and where this statement popped up in your mind. I know I should have done that differently. Is anyone willing to unmute and speak? Teachers? Even you can put in the chat box. Is there any instant in your teaching career this statement, I know I should have done that differently, happened in your teaching career? Actually, there comes the part of intuition. It actually helps to access group of students and determine when to change your direction or your approach, guide you to help your group move forward, gives the insight into what the group of students may need or how and where the students may be going wrong. So the next trait of a facilitator is preventing tendency of thinking you are an expert. Class நடத்திட்டு இருக்கீங்க, ஒரு student is asking you a question. உங்களுக்கு ஆன்சர் தெரியுதுன்னா fine, you will answer. If you don't know the answer, a traditional teacher உடைய reply எப்படி இருக்கும்? What will be the reply of a traditional teacher? A traditional teacher, I emphasize. Anyone can unmute yourself and say. Student is asking you a question. You don't know the answer for it. In that case, what you will, yes, don't disturb. It's by our principal, ma'am. Fine. Keep quiet. Don't disturb the class. Yes, adinga prasangitanama kekada. This is not at all there in your syllabus. This will be the normal scenario that happens in your classroom of a conventional teacher. But if you take up the role of a facilitator will have no hesitation in saying, yes, I don't know, but let's look it up together, or I will get back to you with the right information. It's no big deal. The important part is how you deal with it. Be honest, accept it, and then move on. பெரியவங்களே சொல்லியிருக்காங்க, கட்டுறது கையளவு கல்லாதது உலகளவு. ஸோ தெரியலன்றது ஒத்துக்கிறதுல தப்பே கிடையாது. பிகாஸ் நம்ம தெரியல அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டாதான் பிள்ளைங்களுக்கு ஸ்கூல்ல வந்து தான் நம்ம படிக்கிறோம் அப்படின்ற ஒரு எண்ணம் வரும். லேர்னிங் இஸ் அ லைஃப் லாங் ப்ராசஸ். திஸ் ஹாஸ் டு பி டாட் ஃப்ரம் ஸ்கூல் இட் செல்ஃப். இட் இஸ் important to not only teach your students the material, but also a positive attitude towards learning, and students will also understand. So don't hesitate to say no. Learn to combine. This is one more trait of a facilitator. See, often teachers will have n number of ideas in their mind. Very often innovations in the classroom cannot be sustained because teachers are isolated. They have no peer support. It is time for teachers to collaborate and function as facilitators. Teachers must take the first stroke and swim across the river and start a collaboration with another subject, another teacher from a different department. For example, if I'm going to teach science, I can incorporate maths also. Is there anybody who has done these kinds of collaboration among the subjects? Teachers, have you done? Have you collaborated your subjects?
Namaste. Namaste, Kavita ma'am.
Namaste, ma'am.
Uh,
Yes, ma'am. You can just share your experience.
Yes, ma'am. In chemistry, we have stationary states in the atomic structures. So I used to collaborate with English. I used to explain what is a stationary and stationary, the difference between the NERY and NARY.
Okay, that's a very good example and very motivating to combine the subjects. See, actually, I'm a science teacher. If and I'm going to deal about some habitats, I ask them to create huts and nest for the insects, birds, etc. As a max bonus, I can ask the students to measure the dimensions of their habitats, like height of the nest, weight of the nest, circumference, and mass. And I can also ask them to identify which ones were the tallest, smallest, or the lightest. See, why we need to combine the subjects and teach to the children? The tremendous power of a river is diminished when it is fragmented into little streams. However, when the streams are channeled together, it can then develop a deep flow. So it is with learning. When teachers transformed to facilitators combine their energies and reinforce the same deep learning, the stream of information is clearer for the student, the learning activities are more fluid, and the student's reservoir of knowledge and skill fills faster. So do combine the subjects. Teach. I'm a science teacher. I will teach only science. Don't stick to it. If you can bring in English, if you can bring in a Tamil poem, just do it. Explore. Okay. The next trait of a facilitator is find interesting material and pass it on. Don't just stick with the traditional book that is prescribed to you. Share something interesting in the class. Let it be a newspaper report or an exciting scientific discovery or some unusual pictures or even an interesting book, and you can just talk about anything that you think could attract the children's attention and make them wonder about things. Please do it. Make a conscious attempt to keep yourself abreast with what's happening around us. Any key events or happenings in the city, our country, or around the world has to be passed on to the children because they are going to be the active citizens of our country. So do not always allow your students to drink from a bottle. Let them go to the river, and as a facilitator's duty, go show them the right river. So now I would like to have two participants who is volunteer as volunteers. Can anyone unmute and join me? I will ask you a simple question. Don't worry, and not a big one, a simple question. So anyone can unmute yourself and join me? Is there anyone?
Namaste, ma'am. This is Jayam.
Namaste, ma'am. ஒரு சின்ன question, simple question that I'm going to ask. 5-10 minutes the session has gone. Do you like my session? உங்களுக்கு என்னுடைய session பிடிச்சிருக்கு? Yes.
மிகவும் பிடித்துள்ளது.
Thank you so much, Jaya ma'am. Now I want one more participant to answer my question.
Yeah, Lakshmi name is there in chat box.
Okay. Sorry, Lakshmi ma'am, I didn't notice. Lakshmi ma'am, this question to you. How do you feel about my session, ma'am? How do you feel about my session?
Really, it's very interesting. It makes us to think. It makes me to think. Really, am I a teacher or a facilitator now?
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. I swear that I didn't pay anything for this answer to Lakshmi ma'am. So please do believe me. Okay, now I want one more participant. Anybody willing to unmute yourself and join me? One more participant. Anyone can unmute yourself and join me? Or else I will call. So I would like to call Vaishnavi from Prasanna Vidya Mandir, as there is no volunteers here. Vaishnavi ma'am from Prasanna Vidya Mandir.
Yes, Kavita ma'am.
Yes.
Kavita ma'am.
I asked two questions to two participants. I received two answers. Almost the questions are similar. But did you see a variation in the answer? What do you think about the questions and the answer? Can you just give your input on that?
Yes, Jay ma'am was telling மிகவும் பிடித்துள்ளது சொன்னாங்க, and Lakshmi ma'am was telling she is very much interested in the session and she learnt about the difference between teacher and facilitator.
Okay. Thank you so much for even though I pulled you in, thanks for answering. Okay, in the first case, I narrowed down the question to Jayam ma'am. I asked, உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருக்கா பிடிக்கலையா? That's it. The answer can be only two. Either yes or no. No other go. அவங்க திரும்பி என்ன பார்க்கணும், அதனால yes தான் சொல்லுவாங்கன்னு எனக்கு தெரியும். Still I asked the question. In the second case, she had the freedom to express her view. same question நான் வேற விதமா போடும்போது she has the freedom to express her view. So a facilitator should always go for some open-ended question. Open-ended questions are an effective way to challenge your students and learn more about how they think. They encourage extended responses. ஜெயம் மேம் பிடிச்சிருக்கு, நாங்க என்ன பிடிச்சிருக்கு, என்ன படிக்கல, எதுவுமே உங்களால சொல்ல முடியாது, because I am not giving her the scope. But for Lakshmi ma'am, it's not the case. I have given her the space. So it allows also the students to reason, think, and reflect. Open-ended questions always allows the students to include more information, including feelings, attitudes, and understanding of the subject. And this allows a teacher turned facilitator to better access the students' true feelings on a subject. So closed-ended questions la irundhu veliya varalam. Don't just put our questions like, do you like it? May I know? Would you like this? Does this go well? So let's put a full stop to the closed-ended question, and let's open up our questions like, why do you like it? Where do you find this? What do you find interesting in the session? This will show the students to think behind the horizons. Okay, so the next trait of a facilitator is learn to live. I would like to tell you a short story now, and the copyright goes to Gaur Gopal Das because he is the one who always used to quote the stories in his speaking. A teacher teaching maths to a class of 6-year-old asked a boy called Jay in his class, Jay, if I give you 2 mangoes and 2 mangoes, how many will you have? Jay said 5. The teacher said, Jay, I'm giving you 2 mangoes and then 2 more mangoes. How many will you have? Again, Jay replied, 5, ma'am. The teacher was upset, but remembered that Jay's mom had said that Jay does not like mangoes, but he likes strawberries. So she changed her example. If I give you 2 strawberries and 2 more strawberries, how many will you have? Immediately, without any hesitation, Jay replied, 4, ma'am. Oh, the teacher was pleased by the change of strategy. Just to confirm that Jay had understood her math right, she asked Jay again, Jay, if I give you 2 mangoes and 2 more mangoes, how many will you have? Jay replied, 5. The teacher was now annoyed. How can 2 and 2 strawberries be 4 and 2 and 2 mangoes be 5? Jay replied, I already have a mango in my bag, madam. Now tell me, teachers, who is correct and who is wrong? You can put in the chat box, or you can just open up and you can unmute yourself and say, who is right and who is wrong? Who is right and who is wrong? I knew the answer, Jayanti ma'am. I think you are a follower of Gaur Gopal Das.
Yeah.
Okay, both are right. Student are correct. Both are correct. How do you know that he has a mango inside his bag? Okay, both are correct. See, both are correct. The teacher was technically right. Technically rightness means to see what is visible. And Jay was practically right. Practically rightness means to see behind the obvious. When we look at the paper of a student, what we see is the marks. But do we really go through the assessment sheets? A traditional teacher, they look at the marks. But when you take up the role of a facilitator, you analyze the response of the students. If you go through the responses of the students in a detailed way, you will have enough directions to reduce the misconceptions they have in the subjects. So learn to look behind the obvious as a facilitator. So with this, I conclude the traits of a teacher's part. Now I'm going to call for a game. What is off of full? I would like to have some responses in the chat box. What is off of full? Anyone can answer. If you want to unmute yourself and talk to me, that's fine. If you want to put it in the half, HA1IF, okay, half. Only one answer, okay, half. FU, Ambika, maths teacher, yes, full, half. So Ambika has given a reply like FU, 1/2. Another maths teacher has replied as 1/2. So when it comes to maths teacher, they think differently, I guess. So in the next slide, there are some 6 answers. Can anyone say is any one of the answer is wrong? Is any one of the answer wrong? So I appreciate Ambika ma'am and Vidubala ma'am. 50%, yeah, that's wonderful answer. So see, I know when I pose this question, since I know the answers already, I know that I may get any one or two answers. But in my mind, if I don't know the answers already, I could stick my answer only to HA1F, half, or rather 1 by 2. I did not expect this answer FU, LL, FLUL, but all these answers are correct. So what we have in mind is something different from what the students perceive. So go behind the obvious. Look from their perspective. Fine. So thank you, teachers, for actively participating. So now let me move on to the next slide. Strategies for effective facilitation. I am just taking up 4 strategies. So there are n number of strategies available. I'm just going to touch 4 strategies. The first one is connection. Our principal ma'am normally says, before you teach them, you have to reach them. Yes, always show them that you love them. That brings them closer to you. Keep the focus on your students to better understand their perspective, what their life could be, what's important to them, what drives them. Have some lighter moments in the class, talk with them, find their preferences, what food they like, because food is one area which brings people closer together. I think so. And who is the player they like and why do they like. So have some lighter moments in the class and make the class a lively one. Don't be judgmental. Celebrate each one of the student. Each one is unique. Don't judge the students by the marks. That's a typical traditional teacher's role. Let's not be like that. Let's take up the role of a facilitator. Keep your views on the students as unbiased as possible by looking through an unfiltered lens. So while you converse with the students, don't just look at the words, look at their eyes, tone, modulation, the body language. It will definitely give you a great insight about their mood swings and their emotions. See, we always show our attention to the naughty children. அவங்களை எப்படி அமைதி பண்ணி உட்கார முடியும் அப்படின்றது மட்டும்தான் நம்மளோட இன்டென்ஷனா இருக்கும். பட் at the corner of the class there will be a silent one. நம்ம அவங்களுக்கும் attention கொடுக்கணும். Why this silent child is so silent? What's going on in your mind? So as facilitators, we have to look at all students individually with full focus. Let's work on it too. So few things we need to have a closer examination. சிலதை வந்து கிட்ட வச்சு மைக்ரோஸ்கோப் லெவல்ல பார்க்கணும். சிலதை தூரமா வச்சு we have to zoom out and we have to put it all parts together. So சில விஷயங்கள் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் நீங்க ரியலைஸ் பண்ணும்போது மார்க்ஸை வச்சு மட்டும் டோன்ட் டிசைட். அண்ட் ஒரு ஹோம் ஒர்க் அசைன் பண்றீங்க, அடுத்த நாள் கிளாஸ்க்கு போறீங்க. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின் என்னவா இருக்கும்? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின் ரிகார்டிங் த homework என்ன கேப்பீங்க? What will be your first question to your children regarding the homework? யாரெல்லாம் முடிக்கல? Did you complete? Have you completed? How many of you didn't complete? Right? This will be the question. But have we ever worked apart from that? If the assigned work is not completed by a student, let us not behave like a traditional teacher. Rather, let's converse and listen actively and comprehensively and find it out why they couldn't do it and what's the reason behind it. Help them to bridge the gap, not only for homework scenario. I'm telling this, my dear teachers and the transforming facilitators. Let's try to implement it all the scenarios where and when possible, because who we are is more important than what we teach. Okay. The next strategy that we may follow is variation. நான் இப்போ ஒரு சினாரியோ சொல்றேன், அது யார் யார் வீட்டில் நடக்குது அப்படின்றது you can unmute or you can just put it in the chat box. Morning time, சுட சுட இட்லியை I'm going to place it on the dining table with coconut chutney. So வீட்டில் பெரியவங்க, the elder one in the family might be asking, அம்மா இதை கொஞ்சம் காஞ்சிபுரம் இட்லி மாதிரி பண்ணியிருக்கலாமே. The youngest, the கடைக்குட்டி வீட்டில இருந்து வந்து, அம்மா சாம்பார் இல்லையா, தக்காளி சட்னி இல்லையா? Have this kind of scenario happened in your house? Have this kind of scenario happened in your house? So whoever said yes, anyone can join me. I like to have Gajalakshmi ma'am, as I know she has 2 little kids who is very curious. Gajalakshmi ma'am, unmute and join me. Innikum white chutney ya? Yes, Aruna ma'am.
Yes, Namaste, Kavita ma'am. Yes,
அது
ma'am.
கூட இல்லாம வெறும் இட்லி எல்லாம் நிறைய பேர் வைக்கிறாங்க அருணா மேம். So let's be happy. Okay, Gajalakshmi ma'am. இப்போ நான் ஒரு
Yes,
scenario
ma'am.
சொன்னேன். From this, what could you conclude? In the scenario, what the 4 members of the family is expecting?
Each one have different taste. So there is
Each one has different taste.
yes.
Okay.
They need
Yes.
different taste in the morning.
Okay.
Yes. So we must be versatile and we must be very precautious. அது மட்டும் இல்லாம வெரைட்டியா டேஸ்டியா கொடுத்தாதான் they will be satisfied. Everyone will not like the same thing. I think
Superb. My one slide is consolidated by Gajalakshmi ma'am's answer. See, when you are not able to satisfy 4 members of your family with one dish, think about the 40 students in your class. Will one directed instruction methodology cater all the students? Will it cater to all the students, one directed methodology? Definitely, we have to look for variety of teaching as so there is variety of learning. If you stick to directed instruction, it becomes a teacher-centered approach again. So show variety in your teaching styles. Go for differentiated instruction where you can tailor instructions to meet the individual needs. Or if you are going to give 20 sums, if he is capable of doing 20 sums, let him do. There might be another student who might be able to complete only 10 sums. Avana 20 sums na poda sollanum, let us not force him. Let him do 10 sums. But whether the concept has been mastered by him, that's what we have to see. 20 sum podrana, 5 sum podrana, 10 sum podrana, it's not the matter. So differentiated instruction, go with their need. Expeditionary learning, go for model project based learning. Personalized learning, student self-direction. We would have taught 5 topics and 4 topics will be more understandable by one set of students. If they don't understand the 5th chapter or the 5th topic, and if the students want to concentrate more on that chapter, give them the space to work on it. If they want to have an assessment on that chapter alone, give them the personalized learning. No harm in it, because the ultimate aim of the facilitation process through a teacher is to make them understand the concept. Inquiry-based learning. Teachers encourage students to ask questions, consider what they want to know about the world around them. So give them a project, let them find, let them present it as self-made videos, websites, and even formal presentation, so that technology also be a part of it. Okay. So simple சொல்லணும்னா ஒரே மாவு தான், எப்படி கொடுக்குறோன்றது தான். இட்லியா கொடுக்குறோமா, தோசையா கொடுக்குறோமா, இல்ல are we going to top it up with some onions and carrots and give it as a uttapam? This is what all about teaching also. Go with variety. Storytelling, it's not that English and Tamil மட்டும்தான் storytellingல போகணும்னு கிடையாது. We can go for science. Explain a process, explain the respiratory process in the form of a story. Tell how probability theorem can be explained in the form of a story. So bring in variety, make the students' attention. Game-based learning. Simple. Science teachers are here. I want any science teacher to join me and answer. Science teachers. So science teachers are welcome. Other department teachers are more welcome. Most welcome. So anyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So how will you go and teach speed, ma'am? Speed. The concepts of speed. How will you go and explain to your students?
The concepts of speed can be with the game. I can use this science of stupid terms to introduce speed.
Okay.
After introducing speed, I can use that.
Okay.
Car race. I can
Okay.
use car race.
Okay. So shall we conduct a race between the student and the teacher? Ask them to mark the distance, ask them to mark the time, and they will arrive at the formula that speed is equal to distance by time. Is that possible?
Yes.
Yes, because I have tried this in my class. I was a participant, and in this way we
Kavita
can
ma'am,
also-
now
Yes.
I am in a mode of online teaching, so I thought in that way. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No problem, ma'am. No problem. Thanks for
Okay,
your
okay.
volunteering. Thanks for your volunteering. So simple, a simple topic. We need not go directly and give the definition. Speed is equal to distance by time. Don't start. Let's not start like this. Let's have a game. let's go and join with the children. Let's go and play with the children. Let us have a running race. Let the students be a part of it. Let them measure the distance. Let them calculate the time. So at the end of the session, they will be able to give you the formula that speed is equal to distance by time. At the same time, we will also include the value like, oh, age does not play a role in enthusiasm, because I used to take part in the games whichever I conduct for my students. Okay, so the next slide is about upgrading. See, I'm an experienced teacher. I have a strong hold on my subject and great pedagogical skills. And my strategies for lessons are ideal. My kids score wonderfully in my subject. Then why should I update my skills? I'm already perfect. Is this question there in anybody's mind? I hope not. See, because we are dealing with 21st generation learners, they are far ahead of us. So to support and advance the sharing of information among the different brains, we need to upgrade ourselves. So dedicate time to reading around. Read constantly and to expand and deepen your expertise. Read deeply, widely, and consume content outside your comfort zone. Expose yourself to concepts, ideas, and information. Build power in numbers, in the sense, work as a group, become a part of a group, start doing blogs, do podcasts, use the tools and technologies to increase your own efficiency and start building your own skill set. Get connected with people through LinkedIn and Twitter. Change your environment, expose yourself to things. Open YouTube channels, you can do podcast. Language, our school language teachers are doing wonderful podcast. English and Tamil teacher, the prose and poetries are explained so well in the podcast, and they reach out to n number of students. Even if they have the headphone, that's fine. They need not have a video to go through it. So participates in workshops, seminars, and hands-on idea sharing. See, our principal in the link கொடுத்தோம்னா maybe in some person's mind, ஆஹா அடுத்த ஒர்க்ஷாப்பா அடுத்த செமினாரா இவங்க என்ன பேச போறாங்க, அரைச்ச மாவே தான் அரைக்க போறாங்க அப்படின்ற மாதிரி maybe the thought would have popped up. But you know, நமக்கு எல்லாம் தெரியும், we know, but how much do we implement? In the Mariana workshops and seminars, if we keep on attending, we will try to implement one by one. That's why these workshop seminars and hands-on idea sharing activities are conducted. So when your principals sends you for any workshops or seminars, don't hesitate, register yourself and upgrade yourself. Volunteer for projects. Don't wait for the opportunity to come to your door and knock for you. Volunteer for projects. See, for the past 3 web series, the teachers have volunteered. I take this up as an opportunity to exhibit my skills. In a school, let me check whether I do it correctly or not. Okay. So subscribe to magazine, upgrade your knowledge by going through the magazines and watch news regularly. You know, going through the daily newspapers and news was as much as about connecting with the world around us and as improving our language skills. You know, நிறைய words வந்து we are not quite often using. நம்ம பேசலனாலும் அடுத்தவங்க பேசும்போது we should understand that, right? So quite often our interviewers could lead us to some great learning opportunities. Or the other way around, in the upgrade teachers are not finding time. They lack some resources, sheer negligence, lack of interest, and most of us, some of the teachers fear change. So let's break the barrier and upgrade ourselves. So the last one, be creative. There are n number of ways to be creative. Collect ideas. We have a wide universe around us. Being humble enough to continuously learn from others and the world, and putting humility and learning before your ego. See, it's not that experienced teachers கிட்ட தான் கத்துக்கணும்ன்றது கிடையாது. Even if you're new teacher, even if she is new to teaching, even if he is new to teaching, there will be some point to learn from them. So leave your ego and learn from them. Recognize what you don't know and what you could do better. Putting collaboration before competition. நான் பண்றேன், why should I compete? Why should I collaborate with others? Let me go on our way. That's a different traditional teacher's mindset. So when we are in the transforming mode of a facilitator, Put collaboration before competition and autonomous motivation before rewards. Don't look for rewards. Let's do our duty. Consider what you do about the topic is not nearly enough, and draw on the knowledge and insights of others to close the information gap. If you find that I lack this information, don't hesitate. Go out and seek for the information. And it's not that you need to implement all the ideas in one go. ஒன்னொன்னா பொறுமையா implement பண்ணலாம். Choose wisely and implement depending upon the need, but keep collecting ideas. Okay, the next one is share learning. எல்லாத்தையும் வாங்கி நம்மளே வச்சுக்க கூடாது, கொடுக்கவும் செய்யணும். So teacher learning supports student learning. Teachers can share their learning journey from the year as well as examples of student work that demonstrated their learning. Is there anybody who would like to share any learning that that they could like to give it to the participants? Let it be an experienced teacher or a newcomer, whoever it is. Any one sharing. இப்பதான் சொன்னேன் வாங்கிட்டே இருக்க கூடாது, கொஞ்சம் கொடுக்கவும் செய்யணும்னு. So I would like to see any teacher come forward to share one piece of direction. Anything it can be. Students எப்படி handle பண்றதுன்னு இருக்கலாம். Whatever it is, what you have learned from other teachers. You can put it in the chat box.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening.
Ma'am, just I want to share. I started my career as a primary teacher, and the first day I went in the school, and my principal asked me to take the primary classes, and she asked me to teach ABCD. And I thought, what is there to teach ABCD? I went and I have written A to Z, and I explained, and I came out. My principal, she was quiet. Class was over. She called me in the office, and she asked me, what you teach today? I said A to Z, ma'am. You said I have to teach. Then she asked whether the children understand. Then I thought, yeah, they listen what I taught. I think I am sure I am doing correctly and I teach everything. Maybe they will learn. It is very easy, no? Then she asked me, you just go and ask the children in your next class that whatever you teach, no, you ask them to tell in front of you. Then I asked, I was very shocked. No one is say A to Z, only A, B or C there only. And I was very shocked that I teach A to Z, that how they are not able to do. Then the principal ma'am, she told me that they are children, you grown up. You have to come down to the child level and think and teach. Then only you can able to make the child to learn. So that was a great learning for me. On that day I understand really, when we go to the class, we should not think that I am teacher, according to my standard I will teach. I have to come to the level of the child, and then only I can teach and I can make understand the child something.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's a wonderful piece of learning that you have shared with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
So,
ma'am.
yes, thank you, ma'am. So, when it comes to sharing of learning, areas of focus can include effective collaboration techniques, the crafting and use of learning targets in any daily instruction, and the creation of interdisciplinary multi-grade performance assessment. How do you assess your student? How do I assess my student? So it's not just, again I repeat, it's not based on marks. Okay, teacher exhibitions are a great way to capture learning, and that happens as a result of professional development. The next one is experiment and reflect. After trying a new activity, it's very important to measure its success and reflect on ways you could improve it. So get feedback from students, get feedback from peers, invite other teachers to witness your class, get feedback and work on it. Be inventive and keep experimenting. There is a great deal of satisfaction when an activity you have created or adapted yourself leads to an amazing lesson for your students. You will have that mere satisfaction that will lead you to the next level. It does not take more effort than just following the course book, but you will find that the injection of energy that you get as a result often far outweighs the convenience of repeating tried and tested exercises. The final one, we have enough mental blocks. We need to remove it as a facilitator. We have to be confident enough to be vulnerable, to be wrong, and to admit your ignorance. Yes, I don't know this, or where my skills aren't good enough. Examine your own assumptions, opinions, beliefs, or convictions. Choose novelty and new horizons. Come out of the fear of unknown, failure, or looking silly. There is no silly thing. There is no silly question. Hope and excitement of exploration over the fear of unknown. And விஷ்ணுபிரியா மேம் லாஸ்ட் இதில் வந்து சொல்லியிருக்காங்க பவர் ஆஃப் அட்வைஸர். இதை நான் அட்வைஸாக சொல்லலை. let me conclude this. I'm not giving it as an advice. I'm just giving it as an instruction which I have tried out. So I feel that I have to share this as a learning to my peer participants. Write down 3 new things you have learned before going to bed every night. Try this. This will definitely boost you to try new strategies in your class. And being aware of your thoughts and emotions by reflecting and journaling on your experiences for 5 minutes daily. At the end of the day, whatever you have gone through in the classroom, in your personal life kuda, you can have it in your classroom. Daily go through and for 5 minutes have a reflection of what you have gone through. So finally, to conclude, there is a picture in the slide. So what is it? What is it in the picture? It's a paper clip. So I will give you 30 minutes. I will give you 30 seconds. Okay? Tell me one use of it apart from the traditional use of the paper clip. 30 seconds. Any other use of this paper clip? Any other use of this paper clip? Paper clip பண்றதுக்கு யூஸ் பண்றோம். அதை தாண்டி வேற எதுக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணலாம்? To pull the zip. Yes, I got bracelet can be made, sorting colors, color sorting, artwork, making chain, teaching colors. Fine. ஒரு சின்ன pin. This gives us so many ideas. Then think about our brain. The next slide I have just given some of the uses how it can be used, right? So there are ideas are inexhaustible. As a facilitator, it's our duty to find out the ideas and implement in our classroom. So finally, to conclude, tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. This is a very famous quote by Benjamin Franklin. So let's take up the role of a facilitator and involve the students and make them learn. Even if we touch one student's life, it's going to bring a remarkable change in your life as well as the student's life. With this, I conclude my session. Thank you all for patiently listening to my rough voice. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kavita, for that wonderful presentation. So I would like to hear from Padmeshwari ma'am.
Yeah, very beautiful. But compared to other topic, this topic is totally business. So here she has beautifully touched it and covered it. In fact, this is not easy to be said just like that, but she has proved herself, her experience is really spoken here, like the tracks of the facilitator strategies and the need to upgrade teachers. As we said that previously, teachers should be a ever learner, a lifelong student. And even if you don't know how to meet the needs of the child in spite of avoiding like the traditional teachers pattern, and how we have to equip ourselves. Very beautifully she has said about the curiosity, intuition, and the teachers need to learn and how to present it. Though she said about idli and side dish, but the content what she conveyed is actually you have to feed the children according to their interest, taste, and different ways of learning and teaching. Very beautiful. And apart from that, the strategies of effective facilitating, like a connection, how important connection is, and the variation, of course, the idli story, and the need for upgrading ourselves is very essential. Reading is, you cannot avoid. A teacher's primemost duty is to learn, read, and upgrade herself, which is very essential. And apart from that, creativity is the need of our out-of-box thinking. We are saying brainstorming. These are the technical terms we use nowadays for creativity. which is very, very essential. And one more point I would like to emphasize here is celebrate each child. That's very, very important. It is not that only studious children or talented children, even there are other category children who desperately need our help. So our concentration should be on those children too. So we should be unbiased and unjudgmental. We should not be judgmental about the kids. So a teacher should be able to treat everybody equally. That is a very, very beautiful point. And apart from that, teacher should be able to remove her own mental blocks and readiness to accept. Even if she doesn't know, she has to accept. And finally, before going to bed, the 3 new things what we have learned every day, to journal it. And that's a very, very beautiful point. Kavita madam, you have done a wonderful job. It's a very tough topic, but you have put it in a nutshell in a very, very creative manner and an interesting manner. There are a lot of carry home message. And Lakshmi Prabha ma'am, I'll be shortly calling you to our meeting. That is the decision I have taken today. Thank you for the opportunity to you, management, and all the teachers. They have done wonderfully well. I know you have been doing this for this is the 4th week, you said. And so you have covered a lot of other topics. It's very, very interesting. God bless you with more health and peaceful life to all of you, because you will still do wonderful things on earth. And again, my fullest appreciation to all the teachers, those who are here, because we are not used to online teaching, but now all of us are doing. So the school teachers are from various places. All of us, though we are principal or not, we have teachers first. So all of us are learning and we are trying to do our best. Kudos to all of you. Let us pat ourselves and let us do many more wonderful things to make a better society. Thank you.